Kamala Harris just issued a brutal new challenge to Donald Trump in regards to the upcoming debate on ABC News. And this time, Donald Trump is going to have to respond. We are just days away from the ABC News debate on September 10th. And while both candidates have agreed to the debate, the rules of the debate are still being ironed out. Earlier this week, news reports came out with details about what the rules of the debate will be. Josh Dawsey, a reporter from the Washington Post, posted a draft of the rules that ABC News had sent to the Trump campaign, and then they leaked to the press. I found the rules kind of fascinating, so I just wanted to go over a couple of them with you. So just some highlights. First of all, it says no audience. I think that's good. That was the case in the CNN debate, and we don't want to hear people hooting and hollering and influencing the way Americans are consuming the debate. Then it says no opening statements, 2-minute closing statements. I also think that's great because opening statements don't really move people one way or the other, and it's just kind of awkward and another thing to memorize. Let's get right into the action and get those questions going. I think that's going to be great for Kamala. Then it says candidates will stand behind podiums for the duration of the debate. That might not seem like a big point, but Donald Trump is much older than Kamala Harris, and if she can wear him down by correcting his lies and frustrating him proactively instead of allowing him to get underneath her skin, which I think she's very capable of doing, then Donald Trump could grow more and more tired as the night goes on, and his body posture and just the way he looks and acts and might slow down tremendously, and Kamala could look great standing on that stage next to him by the end of the debate. And finally, candidate microphones will be live only for the candidate whose turn it is to speak and muted when time belongs to another candidate. That has been a major sticking point for the two camps, though Donald Trump said earlier in this week he doesn't care if the microphones are muted or not.
President Trump, would you want the microphones muted in the debate whenever you're not speaking?
We agreed to the same rules. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me. I'd rather have it probably on, but the agreement was that it would be the same as it was last time. In that case, it was muted. I didn't like it the last time, but it worked out fine. I mean, ask Biden how it worked out. It was fine.
Now, keep in mind, the rules that I just went over are a draft set of rules that have not been accepted by both campaigns. Though Trump's campaign claims that the debate is all set and these are going to be the rules that are used. Kamala Harris has avoided any public comments in regards to negotiating the rules of the upcoming debate. She was mostly concerned with Donald Trump committing to that debate on ABC News that he had already agreed to versus Joe Biden. She didn't want to play any games with more debates on other networks or other shenanigans from Donald Trump. But one of her closest trusted advisors has made a statement on the negotiations of the rules. Fallon said the following on behalf of the campaign. Our latest understanding is that even though Trump said Monday he would be fine with an unmuted mic, his handlers don't trust him to spar live with VP Harris and are asking ABC to ignore Trump's comments and keep the mics muted, or else they will back out of the debate for a third time. We have been asked to accede to Trump's handlers' wishes on this point for the sake of preserving the debate. We find the Trump's team's stance to be weak and remain in discussions with ABC on the final rules. Note the emphasis from Fallon here on Trump's handlers running the show. They are really trying to goad Trump into responding and claiming that he's not the one in charge of his campaign. And it's been a pretty good strategy so far. Trump's team responded with the following statement to The Hill. At this point, Team Harris is going to be taking an L when they finally accept, as the debate rules aren't changing, or they'll take an even bigger L if they have to back out of the debate because the Dana Bash CNN interview goes poorly. Well, the good news for the Kamala Harris team is that the interview went well. There were no major gaffes, and Kamala and Tim Walz did great. And CNN had a big ratings bonanza from the interview as well, which you know upset Donald Trump. And now Kamala Harris has decided to get personally involved in the negotiation of these rules. She posted a brutal new challenge to Donald Trump on Twitter that he's not going to be able to ignore. Kamala Harris quote tweeted that Washington Reporter's tweet I showed you guys earlier with the draft set of the rules, and she said the following. Donald Trump is surrendering to his advisors who won't allow him to debate with a live microphone. If his own team doesn't have confidence in him, the American people definitely can't. We are running for president of the United States. Let's debate in a transparent way, with the microphones on the whole time. Yes, this is the fight that we love from Kamala Harris. She knows how to get right under Donald Trump's skin. She's accusing him of being undermined by his advisors because Donald Trump said he doesn't care if the mics are muted or not. He's willing to debate Kamala under any rules. And so she's saying, let's be as transparent as possible, leave the microphones on the whole time, and let the American people decide for themselves. I think this is a brilliant move by Kamala Harris, and this isn't the first time she's done something like this. She goaded Trump before by saying he would debate her anytime, anywhere in regards to the ABC News debate that he had already agreed to with Joe Biden on September 10th. Trump tried to come up with some nonsense about wanting to renegotiate and do the debate on different platforms like Fox News, but Kamala Harris called him out and he capitulated in the end. So this is a fascinating moment in the 2024 campaign. What will Donald Trump do? Will he claim that he wants to stick to the same old rules and avoid her challenge? Or will he come up with some excuse and reason why he needs the microphones muted? I don't think he's had a good response so far, except that those were the rules we used last time. Well, that's not a great excuse when Kamala Harris is coming up with some good reasons to keep the microphones on the entire time. And by the way, the reason she wants the microphones on is because she wants to be able to correct Donald Trump and not allow him to spew a bunch of lies without being corrected like he did in the CNN debate with Joe Biden. And also, it was rumored that Donald Trump kept talking while Joe Biden was speaking and therefore distracting him. So she wants the American people to see everything that happens and be able to jump on him if he starts running his mouth during this debate. Donald Trump seems like he's looking for any excuse to get out of this debate, and he might just say that Kamala's refusal to stick to the old rules is the reason he needs to not do it. But Donald Trump needs this debate a lot more than Kamala Harris does. She's got all the momentum on her side, and his campaign is sagging. So we're just going to have to wait and see what Donald Trump does in response to Kamala's brutal new challenge.